Alright, guys, Croatia have just beaten France, surprisingly. I mean, going into the game, I couldn't see any way that Croatia were going to be able to win, especially as France actually put out a strong side. But I do think we need to maybe start questioning the tactics of Didier Deschamps, purely because it just feels like it's a very rigid formation playing like four. It's like this Ralph Rangnick 4-2-2-2 thing that he did it when he was starting out at United. So you've got tonight it was Kamara and Kamara and Guendouzi in the sitting positions, and Kunku and Rabiot in the attacking positions, and then Benzema and Mbappe as the two forwards. Now, Rabiot, I don't understand this business about Rabiot playing in more of an attacking role. It doesn't make sense to me. To me, he's a number eight at most in attack. Like he's not a number, like he's not an attacking midfielder. And Kunku, it sort of feels like that's not his position at all. He needs to be part of the front three ideally. Um, so like you don't really want to. Well, it would work if he played Rabiot more deeper. And Mbappe is more of a winger as opposed to a centre forward, which I just couldn't get my head around it. But by the end of the game, when they were chasing it, and it felt like he was just chucking attacking players on for the sake of it. There was no sort of plan B to it. It was just chuck Griezmann on and chuck Kingsley Coman on and just hope for the best. And yeah, of course, a goal didn't come, and they didn't really come that close to scoring at many points in the game. To be honest, Ivicic in goal, he made a few saves, but he wasn't troubled too many times, I didn't think. But yeah, fair play to Croatia though. They part of the reasons France didn't get too many chances is because Croatia didn't let them. They were really solid defensive unit, and Luka Modric he got the penalty about 5 minutes in, and I did think it was a bit of a harsh penalty. Canate is barely touched. I can't remember who it was he went down, but he barely touched the Croatian player on the corner. There was contact, but not enough really. But one thing I will say though is Canate does have a bit of a knack for doing that. Sometimes I've seen it a few times for Liverpool, and there'll be no need for him to make contact with an attacking player, but he'll give them a little nudge or something for no reason, and it is risky and quite clumsy from him, and it's something he needs to get rid of in his game. But I mean, he's still very young, so I mean, you expect young players to make mistakes every now and again. Um, yeah, but besides that, I didn't think he had too bad a game, Canate. He played all right. There weren't any France players really who had that bad a game. Benzema struggled to get involved, I thought, at times. But no, I thought most of them were quite good. Mbappe was the one player who looked like he was going to make something happen, and Kunku had a few long shots. Um, but again, he was playing out of position, I personally felt. Um, but yeah, Croatia, they played the perfect game plan once they went 1-0 up. Modric, of course, scored the penalty. I absolutely love Luka Modric. I think he's a superb midfielder, one of the best midfielders we've seen this century, I think. I don't think I'm even exaggerating there. Who else do you put alongside him? Iniesta, Xavi, um, maybe Gerrard and Lampard. Um, Kaka when he was at AC Milan, I think. Well, Kaka wasn't really a central midfielder, was he? He was more of a number 10. Pirlo, he probably goes in that bracket as well. And there are a few others. Zidane was getting on, but still, he probably goes in that bracket as well. Vieira maybe. So yeah, he's definitely up there with the best. Modric, and he was a big reason Croatia played really well today. He played a big part in how they attacked when they went forward. Josip Brekalo, I also thought had a good game. He played really well on the left-hand side and was constantly causing France's right-back problems, whether it be Jules Koundé or Benjamin Pavard, who came on at half-time. And that gave France something to think about when they were going forward. So, they couldn't just completely throw everything at it, because they knew that they would be exposed at the back. In fact, Mike Maignan, even when Croatia were 1-0 up, which happened right at the start of the game, he still had moments in the first half and second half where he was occasionally forced into making a save. And he will also have felt that he possibly could have done a bit better with a penalty, considering he got a hand to it. Like, it was a good penalty from Modric. He did put a lot of power and directed it really well into the corner. But I think Maignan will feel disappointed as a goalkeeper, knowing he got his hand on it. But yeah, Croatia, just a really, really good team performance, and they actually stand a decent chance of winning this group now. They won it against Denmark the other night. So yeah, I think they'll feel confident in maybe knocking out the holding champions that is France of this competition. France have got a job on their hands now. Their last two games, I think, it's Denmark and Austria, and I think they failed to win either game, if I'm correct there, I think. So yeah, they've definitely got a tough job in their hands, France. And I think Deschamps needs to change something in the system, as I've already said, because the 4-2-4 or 4-4-2 or 4-2-2-2, whatever you want to call it, it isn't working. Tchouaméni, when he came on, I thought made some good contributions. There was one point where Croatia were on the attack and he made a brilliant slide tackle to prevent a Croatian player from getting a shot off. So I definitely have him in the starting 11 for the next few games in September. So yeah, if we go through what's France's starting 11, I think their defence is good enough. And there might be a couple of changes, but it certainly wasn't a problem. Mbappe obviously has to start. Benzema has to start. So you probably go Mbappe on the left, Benzema down the middle. And then I think Nkunku on the right maybe, or you've got options there. If Ousmane Dembele's fit, he could play. Kingsley Coman wasn't too bad when he came on, so you've got options on the right wing. And then in central midfield, I think you've got to go Tchouaméni. I wouldn't go Guendouzi personally. Kante, when he's fit, probably he has to play. And to be honest, Pogba, whenever I've watched him for France, he always plays well. But again, his fitness ain't been great recently. He seems to constantly be injured these days. Paul Pogba does. But yeah, Croatia deserved the win for how good they were defensively. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.